Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopijana Madhava Girivaradhari Jaya Gopijana Madhava Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Bhagavadana Jana Yashodanandana Bhagavadana Jana Yamuna Tila Vanachari Yamuna Tila Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaliyari Jaya Gopijana Madhava Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Bhagavadana Yamuna Tila Vanachari Yamuna Tila Vanachari Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Itite Guya Tatam Maya Vimshyatat Asesena Yatechasi Tata Guru Itite Gyanam Akyatam Itite Gyanam Akyatam Guyad Guyataham Maya Vimshyatat Asesena Yatechasi Tata Guru Itite Ganam Ayatam Guyad Guyataram Maya Vimusyatat Asesena Yatechasi Tata Guru Matajis. So word translation, iti dos. Unto you, Jnanam, knowledge, Akyatam, described. Guyat, dan confidential. Guyataram, still more confidential. Maya, by me. Imresha, deliberating. Etat, on this. Asesena, fully. Yata, as. Ichasi, you like. Tata, that. Kuru, perform. Translation on purport from His Eminent Grace ici, Bhakti Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada qui? Thus, I have explained to you knowledge, still more confidential. Deliberate on this fully, and then do what you wish to do. The Lord has already explained to Arjuna the knowledge of Brahma Bhuta. One who is in the Brahma Bhuta condition is joyful, nor does he desire anything. That is due to confidential knowledge. Krishna also discloses knowledge of the super soul. This is also Brahman knowledge. Knowledge of Brahman, but it is superior. Here, the words Atechasi Tata Kuru, as you like, you may act, indicates that God does not interfere with a little independence of the living entity. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord has explained in all respects how one can elevate his living condition. The best advice imparted to Arjuna is to surrender unto the super soul seated within his heart. By right discrimination, one should agree to act according to the order of the super soul. That will help one become situated constantly in Krishna consciousness, the highest perfectional stage of human life. Arjuna is being directly ordered by the personality of Godhead to fight. Surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead is in the best interest of the living entities. It is not for the interest of the Supreme. Before surrendering, one is free to deliberate on this subject as far as the intelligence goes. That is the best way to accept the instruction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such instruction comes also through the spiritual master, the bona fide representative of Krishna. Om Mangala Timinandasya Jananjana Salakaya Shakshonetanena Tasman Shivide Namaha Shi Shatanya Namabishtam Shtapitapina Bhutari Zvayamupa Balakamayam Tatatisva Panantitam Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Sabuta Simadi Simba Yonta Sunintinandi Namaste Sarasvati Nir Vesesha Sonyavadi Pastatya Desatarani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I repeat the translation. Thus I have explained to you knowledge, still more confidential. Deliberate on this fully, and then do what you wish to do. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much to come to the Bhagavad Gita class this evening. I will request all of you, Vaishnava, devotees of the Lord, especially the senior devotees, to bless me so that I may say something of value for everyone, for my own purification. Hare Krishna. So we are coming to the point of the conclusion of the Bhagavad Gita, the Song of God. Krishna has been speaking extensively to Arjuna, presenting actually the science of God. Bhagavad Gita is known as the essence of all Vedic knowledge. And there are 5 actually main components of basic time. Yeah, so that's fine. So Ishvara, controller, the Supreme Lord. Jiva, the living entities, us, and karma, then time, kala. That's fine. Matter nature, prakriti. Exactly. So that's the 5 components. So Krishna has been speaking to Arjuna in length, started with the basic teaching, basic spiritual understanding, making the discrimination between matter and spirits, understanding what is the soul separated from the body. And then Krishna went on explaining the process of elevating oneself through the various Krishna explains the activities since the spirit soul, the living entity cannot remain inactive for one moment. Even during his sleep, the living entity is active in his dream, in a subtle body. So Krishna explained the various type of karma, subtle body. So Krishna explained the various type of karma. Karma, what does that mean? What does that mean, karma? Karma, what does that mean? What does that mean, karma? Karma, what does that mean? No, karma. Karma. Action. But it's understood action online with the Vedic injunction. So, vikarma is opposite. The other karma, type of karma is inaction. No, there is karma, vikarma, and there is another type of karma, akarma, which means activities with no reaction, basically. No good or bad result. So Krishna then went on to explain in length the yoga, karma link with Krishna consciousness, linking our work with Krishna. Jnana yoga, cultivation of pronunciation is not really understood properly. And Krishna explained that pronunciation means actually adding as is obligated to, but renouncing the fruits of his work, basically. And also he explained that one cannot be in renunciation if it is not established in yoga. So a real renuncier is a yogi, actually. one who is devoting his activities for the service of Supreme Lord. So Bhakti Yoga is a culmination of all the yoga. So Krishna also explained Bhagavad Gita for the sake of everyone, actually, the miserable condition of the material world, because this is one of the important aspects of transcendental knowledge, is to understand that the world, material world, is a place of misery. Abrahma Bhuvanan Loka, Puna Avachino Jona, Mame Pudyatu Konteya, Puna Janma Navidyate. Krishna explained that from the highest planets, Brahmaloka, down to the lowest, are all places of miseries, whereby repeated birth and death are taking place. Krishna had, if one attains my abode, he will be free from such repeated birth and death. Krishna want to point out that only by becoming a devotee of Krishna, his devotee, Bhakti Yogi, one can transcend all miseries of material existence. So there is mention of the threefold miseries, just to put the stress on that fact. Because Anita Mataji was asking recently, how can we, this was this morning actually, how can we stress the importance of the suffering in the material world to the people? Because sometimes people don't realize the suffering is there. Due to Maya's covering, they feel themselves somehow happy in this material world. And they don't see actually that they are suffering. Prabhupada explained actually that when there is absence of distress, usually we take this as happiness. You see, but actually everyone is watching carefully. We can see with evidence when you observe the animals, especially the birds, always looking behind, danger, fear. But human life is the same. We are actually very fearful constantly. Therefore, we are stuck generally in this. Sometimes people want to accumulate more. Sometimes people want to accumulate more and more acquisition. It is a symptom of fear, actually. On mating, most people don't understand the meaning of it. It's not meant to be sense enjoyment, but actually producing good progeny, like that. But now, Krishna, after elaborating the science of God, and the reason why Arjuna actually fights, now he's asking him to deliberate on this fully, to do whatever he wishes to do. So we can see how Krishna is actually not forceful. He is the Supreme Lord, he is Ishvara, the Supreme Controller, but he does not. Jai, Shishi Rukmani Dwarikadishki, Sita Ram Lakshman Hanumanki, Shishi Granita Ki. Krishna doesn't impose anything forcefully on anyone. And that's a good example for us to follow, because Prabhupada explains that we are also controller in a sense. We are tiny, Ishvara, because this is one of Krishna's opulence. So a family man, for instance, he may have this little position of be able to control. But we should see, by example, Krishna, how he operates. He does not actually force anyone. He is asking Arjuna to deliberate on what has been explained to him, and then to choose whatever he wants to do. Do you want to fight, Or do you want to give up your position as a kshatriya? Like that. So, in the purport, Mr. Prabhupada explained that the Lord has already explained Arjuna the knowledge of Brahma Bhuta. Brahma Bhuta Prasanatma, no Sochati no Kankshati, Samasavesa Bhuteshu, Mad Bhakti Milabate Param. Prabhupada explained that this Brahma Bhuta stage is actually the beginning of Krishna consciousness. Unless one is situated in Brahman, he cannot be a devotee of Krishna. So, one position in Brahman does not lament nor desire. But obviously, Arjuna was in this position of lamentation. So he was not externally, actually, at least on that platform initially. He was disturbed. So therefore, Krishna gave him full knowledge and more knowledge. He gave him the knowledge of the super soul, actually. He gave him the hints to surrender to the super soul. This was the previous verse given yesterday. O son of Bharata, surrender unto him utterly. By his grace, you will attain transcendental peace and the supreme and eternal abode. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada explained that the best advice imparted to Arjuna is to surrender unto the supreme super soul, seated within the heart. But ultimately, this deliberation has to come. At every moment in our existence, we have to make choice. What we are in this position now, we are seated in this temple, it is due to our, the choice that we have made through our life, or for the past lives as well. Every moment, we are given this opportunity to choose. So, Sri Krishna asked Arjuna to deliberate and to do whatever he wants to do, because Krishna wants to give us a sense of responsibility. We must take responsibility for our existence. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada explained that is the difference between animal life and human life. Human life is a form of life of responsibility. Therefore, human beings are giving more facilities. Any position of responsibility, one is giving more facilities. Just like Prime Minister or leader of a country, because of his position, will be given more facilities than the other citizens. So those facilities has to be used for the proper way. If it's misused, then it will be disastrous. As such, a human being who is not acquainted with the supreme knowledge, transcendental knowledge, is very much unfortunate. Prabhupada explained that good fortune means to understand what is our position and how to utilize our assets, whatever we have, in the service of the Lord. So if one has many assets, but is not using it appropriately, that person is very unfortunate. Also, in the purport, the last part of the purport, Prabhupada met in making the connection between the instruction of the Supreme Lord and the instruction of the spiritual master, saying that before surrendering, one is free to deliberate on this subject as far as the intelligence goes. That is the best way to accept the instruction of the Supreme Person of Godhead. Such instruction comes also through the spiritual master, the bona fide representative of Krishna. So now we must understand that to advance in our Krishna consciousness, Krishna is there, Krishna is the Supreme Spiritual Master, but Krishna guides everyone from within and from without. From within as a super soul, so as we become more and more purified, we'll be able to actually connect with the super soul. But from without as a spiritual master. And Prabhupada many times repeat and stress the importance of that fact. Actually, I got a quote from Srila Prabhupada on that regard. Prabhupada explained that from the date of initiation by the spiritual master, the connection between Krishna and the person cultivating Krishna consciousness is established. Without initiation by a bona fide spiritual master, the actual connection with Krishna consciousness is never performed. So I think Sankalpan Priya Prabhu also has recently stressed that point about the importance of accepting the spiritual master. And we can see also practically Krishna, the Supreme Person of Godhead, himself accepted to surrender to the spiritual master, Sandipani Muni, Krishna Balaram, both of them. And more recently, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also accepted Ishvara Puri as his Siksha Guru. And Arjuna, in the Bhagavad Gita, after being very confused, also surrenders unto Lord Krishna and asks him to become his spiritual master. So it is something to also to think clearly about. Krishna is giving us all directions how to be successful in our spiritual life. So on that note, I would like to stop because it's 8:10. The class finishes at 8:15 usually, isn't it? Like that. Jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki? Srila Prabhupada ki? Janita Goda Premanande. Hare Krishna. So is anyone has any comments, question? Please feel free. Prabhuji.
Thank you for the wonderful class, Guru. My question is, why does Krishna allow living entities to do wrong things?
What?
To do wrong things.
Wrong things?
Yeah.
No. Krishna doesn't allow you to do wrong things. We misuse our free will. Human beings have this higher intelligence. He has a sense of discrimination from what is good and what is bad. Obviously, one has to understand what is good first. Most people do not even have this basic discrimination. For instance, For some people, eating meat is good. You see, there's nothing wrong with eating meat. So therefore, first of all, we want to establish what is good. Therefore, Krishna is not responsible for our wrongdoing as such. We are responsible. If we are enjoying good karma, it is due to our activities or decision, and if we are suffering, it is also due to our decision to act as such. So Krishna never induces anyone to do wrong. We are deciding ourselves like that.
Krishna, thank you so much. There are 3 stages of God realization, right? Brahman is one of them. Why did he not speak about the other 2 to Arjuna?
What did he?
Why did he not speak about the other 2 to Arjuna? Why did he only speak about Brahman realization?
No, he did because he spoke about Paramatma realization, the super soul within the heart. So he spoke about that fact also. And then he mentioned, later on he will mention Savadama Paritaja, Mamikam Savanam Brajam. You have to surrender unto me, the Supreme Person of Godhead. So Arjuna understand that Krishna is Param Brahman. Because he's glorifying, within the Bhagavad Gita, he's glorifying Krishna. You are the Supreme Lord. You are the, don't remember the verse exactly. Param Paramam Param Damam. You recognize Krishna as the Supreme Person Godhead. So Brahman realization is including in Bhagavad Gita. Paramatma realization, Super Soul, is also there. And Krishna gives some hints about him being the Supreme Person Godhead. But as we can see in that previous verse, he asked Arjuna to surrender to the Super Soul within, like that. This is why I asked you the question yesterday about this. It could be a bit confusing for some people. Some people may read the verse like that, and may think actually Krishna is asking us to surrender to the Supreme Lord Vishnu within the heart. But actually, it's not a fact. But to become a devotee of Krishna is very confidential. It's very. It means that actually only a devotee can understand Krishna. And only a devotee can understand Bhagavad Gita. This is why, at the introduction of the Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada is asking every reader to at least theoretically accept Krishna as the Supreme Lord. At least theoretically. And if one does so, one will come to the conclusion that Krishna is the Supreme Person of Godhead. Because in the Bhagavad Gita, many purports, Prabhupada quotes scriptures, various scriptures, such as Brahma Samhita, where Lord Brahma explained Ishvara Param Krishna, Sachitananda Vigraha, Anadir Adir Govinda, Sava Kalana Kalanam. Brahma, the Supreme Lord, the Lord of this universe, is actually chanting the glories of Krishna, explaining that actually Krishna is the Supreme Person of Godhead, the one without a second, the origin of all. And Prabhupada's purport is very rich And Prabhupada is always carefully making sure that in all of his books, quotes from various scriptures are there to stress that point and to make the reader fully convinced of that reality, that Krishna is the supreme person in Godhead. Is that okay? Hare Krishna. The last one, because last question. Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
This one, 2 points. Let's take 2 points. My question is, some people don't have guru. You say guru is very important.
Yeah.
You said to accept a guru or find a guru is spiritual master is very important. But some people are like quite dynamic and strong, and they make efforts every day. Do this kind of people need a guru? That's my first question.
Sorry, I don't understand. What is the first question?
Okay. The first question is, you mentioned that the spiritual master is very important.
Yes.
For a spiritual master. So he is asking, some people are very active, they read books, they chant, they have some mantra,
Yeah.
they do some service, they are really proactive, they are improving a lot with all these efforts. So his question is, do this kind of devotees make a spiritual master? Because they looks like they quite improve a lot. And the second thing is, give an example. Like, for example, some kids don't go to school. Normally, kids go to school, but some kids are quite intelligent, stay at home. The parents are qualified, teach the kids, and they improve a lot. So, do we need basically have a spiritual master for this kind of, let's say, prodigy kids or prodigy devotees?
We need a spiritual master because it is the Vedic injunction. And as I said, the Supreme Lord himself shows the way. He's the Supreme Person Godhead, is foremost personality. There is no one equal to him. Everybody is actually under him. But still, to lead by example, Krishna is accepting Ishvara Puri as his spiritual master. On the same personality, Ishvara Puri will later come as Ishvara Puri. No, sorry, Sandipani Muni, Krishna, and then later Ishvara Puri, Lord Chaitanya Prabhu. So he said, it is not by chance that the Lord himself set this example. And it is not by chance that Srila Prabhupada at many times he stressed that importance as well. One has to accept the spiritual master. Prabhupada has accepted the spiritual master, Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur. Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur accepted the spiritual master. So all Vaishnavas on that line accepted the spiritual master. So why shall we not accept the spiritual master ourselves? Even if we are chanting Hare Krishna, reading, and having knowledge, we must actually accept the spiritual master. It is a sign of showing to Krishna we are actually serious, because accepting spiritual master means surrendering to the Guru. Not Jai, Shishi Rukmani, Dwarikadesh ki, Sitaram Lakshmana Hanuman ki, Shishi Gurunitara ki. Accepting spiritual master means I do not do things as my way, as I wish. When we go to spiritual master, you have to actually make some vow. You have to take some higher responsibility. Therefore, it is for own benefits that someone actually is looking after us taking care of us, and we are liable to Him as well. We have to connect with Him and honor service, etc. It is simply the Vedic injunction. You shouldn't try to argument on that fact. Anyone serious about spiritual life, he must accept the spiritual master. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Janitai, Gola Premanande. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.